Hello and welcome back. Look at that. Amazing. No black screen anymore because I configured my hotkeys. 2 new hotkeys, anyway. Before I begin, some quick things I want to update you on. I've reorganized how I plan to do the seasons a bit. It doesn't really affect anything just yet. At least not for the next 10-ish episodes or so, but my new goals for Season 1 are now to unlock all 17 normal characters, meaning I will tackle Greed Mode as part of Season 1, as well as unlocking all 45 challenges. I mean, I might as well, really. Again, doesn't affect anything just yet. I'm still planning on continuing to beat Mom's heart. The other thing is that I'll probably just stick to doing pre-recorded videos from now on. Not only is the quality a lot higher, but it's also easy to correct myself in editing. Because on rare occasion, thankfully rare occasion, I might say something that I'm not too confident in, and I listen back to everything that I record, and if I recognize something that I've said that I'm not confident in, then I'll look it up, and, you know, the other day, I was wrong about 2 things in particular. So, again, in the interest of providing accurate facts, regardless of what I'm talking about, even though this isn't a super serious fact-based channel, it's just a lot better of an idea to stick with the pre-recorded videos so that I can highlight when I get things wrong and correct myself too. Now, on a related note, because I forgot about the Book of James, I've decided today that we will be doing... Well, James isn't a character, but we will be covering the Epistle of James, a sort of informal Bible study, if you will. This was not my original plan for today, but I sort of take it as penance, if you will, for forgetting that James existed. So let's get into it. Before we start talking about the Epistle of James, let's start by talking about the author. Who was James? Well, there are several Jameses in the New Testament. It's a pretty common name, actually. But the 2 biggest ones in the New Testament are James, the brother of John, the son of Zebedee, sometimes known as James the Great, but he's not the one we're talking about. The other major James is James the son of Alphaeus, another one of Jesus' 12 disciples. Arguably, there's a third separate James, who is James the brother of Jesus. It's said in... Oh, yikes. It's said in Matthew 13:55 and Mark 6:3 that Jesus has a few brothers and presumably sisters as well, although, as is common in the ancient world, the women are simply not listed. Now, if you've never heard that before, you might be a little confused. Do note that Catholics and Eastern Orthodox, I don't know what the proper term is. I'm sorry. Eastern Orthodox Christians prefer the interpretation that these are not biological siblings of Jesus, but rather that saying that they are brothers or sisters.
Experimental pill.
might just be an ancient way of referring to cousins or step-siblings, or possibly even that these are spiritual siblings of Jesus and not, full-blooded siblings. The Protestant Church generally believes that these were full-blooded siblings of Jesus, although even still, I am going to die at this rate. This is so sad. Alexa, I'm not going to continue that sentence. I just want an item and health. Health would be great. And that's not a terrible item. Let's see. James, the brother of Jesus, is sometimes identified as James, the son of Alphaeus. If we interpret James as being more of a spiritual brother of Jesus than a literal one. Yikes. No! My first death. Well, that doesn't bode well. Although I do need 100 of them eventually. But I haven't unlocked anything, so I will continue the run. With Bethany, because I have decided it is so. Let's see. James, the brother of Jesus, is said to have been the leader, or the leader of the early Christian church. Okay. That's not great. Specifically the church in Jerusalem. Yeah, I'll take it. That's actually not terrible. Oh, it doesn't give me bombs? Oh. Never mind, that's not great. Ow. I'll see what's in here anyway. Oh. Well, I wish I had a bomb. Okay, as soon as I can concentrate. Thank you. Well, there's a bomb. That's good. Now I wish I had 2 bombs. Okay, let's see. Where was I? James, being the leader of the church in Jerusalem, comes from Acts chapter 15, verse 13, and also Acts 21:18. James, the brother of Jesus, is also known as James the Just, according to Catholic tradition, I believe, although, again, I'm not Catholic. And from Wikipedia, James, the brother of Jesus, was martyred either in 62 CE by being stoned to death on the order of the high priest. Okay, let me look at the game. I always save various cards and pills or things that give me temporary damage because I'm always looking forward to the future where I might use it in a more difficult boss fight. But that was kind of painful. I kind of regret not using it. Let's see. Stoned to death on the order of the high priest Ananus ben Ananus. I butchered that, but that's okay, because I'm white. I'm allowed to. It just works that way. Or possibly he was killed in 69 CE, nice, by being thrown off the pinnacle of the temple by scribes and Pharisees and then clubbed to death. Not so nice. I'll see what's in here first. Okay, sure. Ooh. And since I can't get soul hearts, this is one of the few characters that's free, sort of free anyway, to enter the curse room. Let's see. Okay, last thing about the author before we get into the book itself is that the Epistle of James, which we're... Oh, I skipped a room. Huh. Is that the Epistle of James is written in Koine Greek, which I improperly called Coptic Greek the other day. In other words, Hellenistic Greek. Oh, thank you. Less thank you. Less thank you. Less thank you. Get 'em, fly. Great. You did not get them, fly. I'll use this first. Oh, it's right here. Well, let's use that. Oh, oh. I mean, I only have one key, and I have negative luck. So, yeah, I'll use that. And then, oh, now I have neutral luck. Amazing. So the Epistle of James itself is written in a way that suggests it's meant to be a letter, although it doesn't actually have a closing that letters typically do, so it's probably was not originally created as a letter. It was created to be something that resembles a letter, in other words. Judgment. You are not the normal... Oh, let's use this over there. Another thing is that the Epistle of... Right, okay, money, right. Is that the Epistle of James is written in pretty competent, if not complex, Greek, which would be surprising if this really was the brother of Jesus, you know? So, from context clues, the letter is still written pretty early on into the life of the church. Yay! That's one Zodiac item. Breath of Life. Okay, I guess. I wish you had given me something like Strength again. Did they change how this works? I guess they did, because this doesn't feel familiar. Not that this was a great item in the first place. Oop! You know, I'm just gonna bomb you to deal more damage, and then I lost my wisps, so what was even the point? And I don't get... Oh. There are so many things I don't get from this. This is a terrible trade deal. Okay. So again, the author is not actually likely to be James, the brother of Jesus, because it's, you know, he probably wasn't that great with Greek, considering he's you know, a lot of the characters in the Bible are effectively Palestinian Jews. Not that there's anything wrong with that, just that it would be surprising. I should have done that first. Yeah, better to lose it early, I suppose. Just that it'd be surprising, unexpected, really, for them to be so fluent in Greek. I guess I'm not going to the shop. No, I should, though. I have... Anyway, I think I've made my point about the author enough already. So, let's get into the text itself. And the way I'm going to do this is going to be kind of sloppy and informal, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out a few verses that are either famous or that I think deserve special attention. And in between those verses, I'm just going to very shortly summarize what's being said. Again, a very informal sort of Bible study. All right. I don't think it's worth it to go for that shop. You know what happened there is I thought I understood how the soul heart charges would interact with the breath of life, and clearly I didn't. This is gonna take a while, isn't it? Not unusual for Bethany runs, I suppose. Right, I could have done that from much earlier. Yeah, let's go. Wait, that should be money, right? Should be a money-based lock. One last thing that I have in my notes is I want to briefly mention some of the major themes of the Book of James. Yeah, okay, good. I got concerned by the image there. The Book of James has these major themes in it, at least according to me, so if you don't like what I claim the major themes are, feel free to take it up with me. And please don't blame other people for things that I say. Major themes involve works of faith, wisdom. There's a lot of indignation towards the rich, like a lot. And the fact that, at least according to the Book of James, God and the world are irreconcilable. Alright, now the book opens with a generic letter-like greeting, and then starts off by talking about how important it is to pray. Yeah, okay. to pray for wisdom, specifically. Ooh. Let's see. I don't see why not. That's a pretty good item. I might finally get some damage. So James says to pray for wisdom. James also says to never doubt in your prayers to God. And James then goes into his first of several warnings for the rich, I'll call it. And in this one, he effectively just says the rich will wither away and disappear. One thing I would like to point out first is I actually disagree with what James says about never doubting. Also, I would argue that there are other parts of the Bible that also suggest that doubting is perfectly fine. Everyone doubts. It's kind of just a part of human nature, really. I already knew what that was, didn't I? Yikes. What a great run. I think it is perfectly fine to doubt. You should not try to suppress your doubts. But what matters when doubting is how you respond to your doubts, not the fact that you have them at all. That's not something you should feel guilty over. You could argue that it's alright in the context that James is using it in here, because we're talking about faith in God, faith in God's goodness. Even still, it doesn't sit right with me. And this is not the only issue that I take, or others take, for that matter, with the Book of James. And this is a very dangerous item. It is also very unfortunate for Bethany. That is not a good trinket for Bethany at all. Usually. I should never say never. Not in this game. Ah, really? This isn't the way forward? Well, at least I have more money to donate. I'll just take the shortcut. Alright, the first verse I want to pull out is James 1:12, which reads, and by the way, the version of the Bible that I use is the NRSV translation. It is an uncommon translation, but pretty highly attested in terms of quality. And it is more of a study Bible as well. Yeah, I have some extra bombs to spare. That's paralysis. I learned! Haha! So, James 1:12. Blessed is anyone who endures temptation. Such a one has stood the test and will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. So I picked that verse out because not only is it one that has come up a few times in the church, you know, it's a nice verse to listen to. The idea that there are rewards for enduring temptation. And this is typically the go-to verse as well in the Bible regarding temptation. Enduring temptation and receiving a reward, that is. I don't think there are many others. That's okay. If he goes upwards just a little bit, just come on. Well, now it's definitely okay. You. Let's see. After this, James goes into some passages about how God does not tempt people. It is your own desires that tempt you. Another statement that I disagree with, because that takes the agency out of tempters. You know? Our pill. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna say that a lot. That and other, whatever it's called. Ah. Yeah, figures it'd be in a room like this. I despise this room. For a weak, scrawny character like me. Okay. James 1:17. Every generous act of giving with every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights. And I'll finish the verse when I'm not about to die. Never mind, I'll finish the verse now. I'm also gonna change characters, because I don't want this to take too long. Very unfortunate, but Bethany is a very weak character. I've really fallen off, haven't I? Maybe it's because I keep trying to read things verbatim while playing a video game. On my second monitor. No, that couldn't be it. That'd be crazy. No spiders? Oh. No money? Let's see. Coming down, I'll just start at the beginning again. Every generous act of giving with every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow due to change. That's another classic Bible verse for you. That because God is good, then all good things are then from God or related to God in some way. Next, James says the importance of being doers of the word. If you are non-Christian and you have some issue with the use of the word being the standard with which people compare themselves to, then it might be more appropriate to paraphrase this as be doers of what is right, rather than just to be merely listeners. In other words, your actions matter more than what podcasts you listen to. Yo, I just did that on a whim, but it's not anything important. It could be okay. Let's see. Next, I want to read 1:26 through 27. By the way, there are only 5 chapters in James. It is fairly short, so don't worry about this taking too long. And most of my verses here are from chapter 1. 1:26 through 27. If any think they are religious and do not bridle their tongues but deceive their hearts, their religion is worthless. Religion that is pure and undefiled before God the Father is this: to care for orphans and widows in their distress and to keep oneself untainted by the world. A very bold assertion that those are effectively the pillars of religious acts, is to care for orphans and widows and to remain untainted by the world. Next, we have another section about hating on the rich. If I can have 1 second of free time here. Great. Double active. Odd choice, but I'll take the world. Let's see. Effectively, the next section, James says, James encourages people to not have any partiality towards the rich or against the poor. I'll wait. Oh, never mind. I'll do it here. Can I? No. Unless I do it fast, like that. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. Yeah, I'll use another bomb. This is gonna take a hot minute. Robo baby. That does help, actually. I'll just go ahead and use... Never mind. Okay. Wait. What does this do? Right. Right. I'm gonna skip out on that for the moment. I don't want to touch any mushrooms because I don't do drugs. I barely even do legal drugs. Let's see. Well, that's on me. That's also on me a little bit. I want to take less credit for that, though. I feel like I should go to the shop. Next up, we have Chapter 2. I'll take it. This is such a... Ugh. I feel like all my runs recently have turned into... Ugh, you know? I don't know what it is. I have a lot better runs when it comes to tainted characters. Most of the tainted characters. That was close. Well, time to spend all my money. You better pay out with an item, or I'm gonna be upset. Well, while I'm here, Chapter 2, 6b through 7. And I am the one adding the B here. This is not... Spoiler alert, the way the verses and chapters are laid out in the Bible is completely arbitrary. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying B since it's the second half. Ah, no. Are you the secret room? You are. In the future, I'm probably going to rethink this format, because this is a bit of a struggle for me. Right, I was going to spend all my money on the guy. On the dude. Oh, my poor run. Okay. 2, 6b through 7. Is it not the rich who oppress you? Is it not they who drag you into court? Is it not they who blaspheme the excellent name that was invoked over you? And he didn't. This guy is the rich. And that's what happens to this guy when he blasphemes over the excellent name that was invoked over me. Let it be known. That is not a threat. I will not elaborate further. Oh. Pandora's box. Absolutely, this is a great room to use, great floor to use that in. Of course. That's nice. All right. Thank you for the bad trip. I really appreciate it. Oh. Oops. Am I gonna die? Again? Oh. Thank you, placenta. Yeah, I guess that's not how it works. Well... I'll continue. Next. James chapter 2 verse 13. For judgment will be without mercy to anyone who has shown no mercy. Mercy triumphs over judgment. This is wonderful. I really appreciate all of the things that have happened. I almost ran straight into that one. Yeah. I knew you'd be in that room. Next, for separate reasons, 2:14. What good is it, my brothers and sisters, if you say you have faith but do not have works? Can faith save you? Now, if you're at all familiar with some of the rhetoric, theology of the New Testament, you might be aware that that actually goes against a lot of what Paul says. Paul would like to very much argue that faith alone can save you. That ultimately, faith is the only thing that can save at all, because we don't deserve God's gift in any capacity. Which makes the gift itself all the more beautiful and brilliant, the fact that we don't need to do anything to earn it. And this is a yikes room, and I evaded all of that. Wow, good for me. Now, believe it or not, Martin Luther, the Martin Luther, objected to the Book of James continuing to be part of the Christian canon for this verse, because he also believes that it goes, well, against what Paul is saying. Yeah. Ah, I tried to avoid it. Oh, these guys deal a full heart. Oh. Yikes. Well, that's good. No item room, that's not good. And I'll continue to donate to the poor. The orphans. The orphan is me. I am the orphan. I'm not an orphan in real life. Glaucoma. Interesting. I might as well use this. Just speed up the process. Let's see. Probably the most famous verse from James comes next. That is James 2:17. So faith by itself, if it has no works, is dead. So the reason James is talking about this at all is because James right here is all about the idea that, you need to do something with your beliefs, not just have beliefs, as was sort of said earlier. Should I drop the Ouroboros? This is getting a little difficult. Well, alright. The poor will be eating rich today. And I'll just... yeah, sure. Easy. Yeah, I'm dropping the Ouroboros. This is getting ridiculous. As nice as it is. Ah, a single whatchamacallit? I forget. Are these mites? Okay, I walked into that one. Where is it? Where is my item room? What a long and pitiful run. Ah. Sorry, I'm focusing at the moment. I will be done soon. As soon as I have disposable health again. And yet, I won't. Although if I could get conjoined with this... Also, Mom's Heart is an insta-kill. So there's that too. Maybe this isn't so bad after all. That's good. You gotta be kidding me. Well, there's disposable health for me. Oh, that would give me conjoined. But it's, yeah, you know what? Ow. That's what. Oh, this conjoined isn't even as good as I was expecting. Somehow I thought the angles would be more aligned. At least it worked well there. Am I able to read anything? While... Oh. Well... Anything at all. Can I spare a single moment of my time? Right, so... Oh, this might one-shot me if I'm not careful. That was quite the long shot. I'm impressed. So he's talking about how people need to do stuff with their beliefs, not just have beliefs. Ow. No heart? Come on. Come on! There. This should give me hearts. Well, a heart. Erased. Metaphorically, not with the item. Interestingly enough, the next verse I want to point out is James saying how not many people should be teachers. And I'll give you the exact verse in just a second. Ow. Where are you? There we go. James says not... Oh, sorry, I've skipped just a little bit. So James justifies... I should not have taken that. Well, it's gone now. James justifies his argument that, you know, you need to have works with your faith by saying that there are a few biblical examples, such as Abraham and Rahab, where... that was such a waste. Where it seems like their rewards for their faiths is only given after their actions. Otherwise, they would have received their rewards for being faithful, presumably at some other time. Then James says, not many people should be teachers. Specifically, James 3, 1 through 2. Ow. James 3. Oh, my stupid magnet picked that up for me. Hey, alright. Now I don't feel so bad about losing that other one. James 3, 1 through 2. I am so sorry for not being able to do this. Not many of you should become teachers, my brothers and sisters, for you know that we who teach will be judged with greater strictness, for all of us make many mistakes. And you know, he kind of has a point. Well, now I have to take it. Never mind. I no longer have to take it. That was not something I've seen very often in this game. Enemies pushing into each other. Can I get a health? 1 health, please. It's at times like these where I almost wish I had that boss wave counter mod enabled or downloaded. But I'm generally against. Oh, there we go. I'm generally against using mods in principle. Although you'll see that later on in the series. Well, that was probably not worth it at all. So James then moves on to
Ancient Recall.
Oh. Hold on. Yeah, I'll take the moon. Hello. I'll keep the Bible, though. I want that, insta-kill. And I'll keep the devil. And I'll blow up the blood donation machine. And it was worth it. I forgot how easily I forget. James then launches into one of his themes. It's not prevalent enough throughout the Book of James for me to call it a major theme, but James is one of the only sources for a theme like this in the Bible, and that's that you should be careful about the power of your own tongue to ruin lives, your own especially. So watch what you say, be careful how you say things, don't be... I'm just asking to be hurt here. But at the same time, look at all the money. Also, James says that you should not pour out both blessings and curses from the same mouth. So, really what that means is... I'll take this. Obviously, you should not really curse other people ever, but if it should help convict you, well, now I'm at a loss of what to do. Except restart, obviously. This is just gonna be unbearably long. It's time to finally use the R key, because I have lost that much dignity here. I am so dumb. But that's okay. There's room even for someone like me in heaven. I just really, really want to finish talking about James. I don't want to leave this off on a cliffhanger or leave any thoughts half finished for too long anyways. So I apologize, or who knows, maybe some of you will enjoy having an extra long episode where I managed to say nothing at all for an hour. But to the rest of you, I apologize. To the normal people, I'm sorry. You probably won't watch this. But I'm not doing this for the views in the first place. Let's see, continuing on the theme of the tongue being dangerous. Chapter 3, verse 6, James says that, "And the tongue is a fire." The tongue is placed among our members as a world of iniquity. It stains the whole body, sets on fire the cycle of nature, and is itself set on fire by hell. What did James mean by this? Your guess is as good as mine. It's not well understood. I have a lot of bombs. From there, James goes on to, well, I said this earlier, but effectively say that your mouth should not be able to pour out both blessings and curses. So, the implication, at least, is don't speak curses on anyone. There are other parts of the book of James where James says not to, What is this? What is this luck? This non-existent negative luck that I've been getting. It's just the same items over and over again. There are other parts of the book of James where James says not to judge others or similar. This isn't a donation. You tricked me. At least I have damage from the fly. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's all I really wanted to do. Range, very good, very good. A bit unrelated. I mean, I'm still talking about the book of James, the Epistle of James, but his next point is a little unrelated, as often connecting paragraphs in these ancient manuscripts seem to be. I am a fool. James talks about wisdom, specifically implies that, or not implies, he directly says that there is worldly wisdom and then godly wisdom, and that worldly wisdom can be envious and full of selfish ambition, but that godly wisdom is full of gentleness and other nice things as well. What does that have to do with anything else? I'm not sure. It's probably up there, isn't it? The item room, that is. Yep. Oh, and the boss might be as well. Ooh, knockout drops. Never mind. I shouldn't have second-guessed myself like that. I don't need that many bombs. I'll take the shiny rock and probably not notice a single thing anyway. Let's see. Next up, Chapter 4, verses 2b through 3. That was close. Nope. Four, 2b through 3. You do not have because you do not ask. You ask and do not receive because you ask wrongly in order to spend what you get on your pleasures. Now, I understand that... Wonderful. I understand that, the modern world has some troubles with, understanding Christian faith because, you know, we do assert that God exists and that you can pray to him and that he's listening, and yet it's difficult to get a response, at least one that we would like or approve of. Almost no one ever hears voices, and when they do, that's generally not a good thing. Oh. What was that? I'm shocked. I need health, please. Please don't be greed. Well, you're not greed. That's really tempting. But that's necessary. And I guess I'll take the Bible again if I get the money. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. What are these runs? At least I got a lot of keys out of that. Next. And there's not too much left of the Book of James, by the way. The Epistle of James. I'm just very slow. And also, this is not a great format for talking about this. But it is a format for talking about this. And I think that's important. It's important to me. If only I had more speed. Am I actually gonna get the money that I said I might buy the Bible with? Okay, that... As great as the punch sometimes is, this is brutal. This is my own fault. And I hate it. Oh. You really just said no and slapped me in the face, huh? Maybe this is a sign. I don't want to have an episode that's a failure. But sometimes that's just life. So let's sit on this sad page as I say the last few things on my notes and then seriously reconsider this format. James then says, effectively, do not try to befriend the world, since it is ultimately opposed to God. Chapter 4, verse 7, submit yourselves, therefore, to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. That's a rather famous one. James then says, don't judge others, and focusing on making money is arrogant boasting when you don't know what your own future will bring. James then has a rather lengthy section lambasting the rich, which I will read in a minute. I will come back to it, rather. Let's see. James then says, be patient until the end times. Do not swear by anything. And chapter 5, verses 13 through 14. Are any among you suffering? They should pray. Are any cheerful? They should sing songs of praise. Are any among you sick? They should call for the elders of the church and have them pray over them, anointing them with oil in the name of the Lord. The Epistle of James finishes up by saying that prayer is powerful and will heal the sick, and a person is blessed if they bring another back to the faith. Just a note, healing the sick through prayer has an air of sickness being seen as a spiritual or moral punishment, which several other books of the Bible are very much against. But it's not like James is explicitly stating that's what's going on here, and God certainly could heal the sick. And to finish all of this up, let me go here, get rid of welcome, and read this one paragraph, which I thought was pretty hilarious, but again, it's just very, very brutal towards the rich. So, James chapter 5, verses 1 through 6. Come now, you rich people, weep and wail for the miseries that are coming to you. Your riches have rotted, and your clothes are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver have rusted, and their rust will be evidence against you, and it will eat your flesh like fire. You have laid up treasure for the last days. Listen, the wages of the laborers who mowed your fields, which you kept back by fraud, cried out, and the cries of the harvesters have reached the ears of the Lord of hosts. You have lived on the earth in luxury and in pleasure. You have fattened your hearts in a day of slaughter. You have condemned and murdered the righteous one who does not resist you. So, wow. Yeah. I mean, I'm all about eat the rich and all that, but, this is pretty extreme. Something about the passage caught me off guard. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. That's really all this is. I wanted to talk through a book of the Bible, and hopefully you learned something. Maybe that the Bible isn't so scary after all. It's kind of boring at times. Except for that last part. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's good instruction either. But some of the things in the book of James are good, although overall there are a few things that I and others take problem with. And again, as a reminder, Martin Luther himself even argued that the book of James should not be considered part of the Christian canon. But feel free to come to your own conclusions and do your own readings. And again, I hope you learned something today, and I will see you tomorrow with hopefully a more successful run where I'm able to better pay attention. Take care.